Where's my thing?
You're now tuned into the most unpredictable podcast on the World Wide Web.
It's about to shut it.
Hosted by Karen
Hey,
You're locked in. You know what it is. Pull up a glass of wine, ladies. Let the Henny flow, fellas. And get ready to turn the fucking up to roof shatter. It's Karen Hill live on Say It Loud Radio on your favorite internet platform, streaming live.
It is another episode of Say It Loud, and today we have Dr. Dre, the founder of dun, 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 Momentum. Yay! Hi, Dr. Dre.
Hey, boo. How are you? Thank you for having me. I love cake. Okay, we've been talking for like 30 minutes, and we are now friends. She's going to come visit me. Just letting you know, we're going to be besties.
Yes, we're definitely going to be besties. So I want you to introduce yourself to all of our listeners. Tell us a little bit about Dr. Dre.
So I'm Dr. Dre. I'm an OBGYN, sexual wellness expert, founder of Momentum, which is the first condom and lube line FDA approved by a physician in the U.S., Black owned. Very, very proud of that. My products help men and women have the best sex of their life so you can feel the moment every single time. So for me, the biggest thing that I want you to know about Momentum is that it's physician created, and I really created it for my patients. So I had a lot of patients with vaginal dryness during the pandemic, the vaginas are dry. Okay.
Yes, they are.
We got some stress going on, girl. Okay. Vaginas are dry. You're stressed out. Sex becomes painful. So I said, let me do something to help y'all out. Literally, I just launched like February the 14th of last year. So I was launching during the pandemic. So that's how we became super popular. Yeah. So that's the real story behind it. And then for the boys, for the men, being a gay male, I know lube, right? So I wanted to have something that was last longer. It was as slippery when wet. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think that this is so wonderful. I love the fact that it is marketed to everybody and full inclusion. We love that at Say It Loud. I love that, period, first of all, because I just feel like, sometimes people don't know where to go. And so having a product that it doesn't matter who you are, what your sexual orientation is, who your best friend is, you can share with everybody. I think that in itself is magnified, but also just creating a product that people need and then being Black owned. Can we just celebrate that for a second?
Okay. It's tough out here in the streets, and the sex industry, actually sexual wellness industry, is very competitive.
Yes.
Very competitive. People were nasty, like big brands, because they knew me because I used to be brand ambassadors for a lot of their companies. When I was going through, my early part of my career, and they were nasty. When I'm like, okay, I have my condom and lube line, I launched it. They were kind of not so nice, but they have to play fair. I'm definitely a power player in the space. So I'm excited about it, and I'm always like, they have their sexual experts, but I'm like, I am the expert. I'm Dr. Dre.
Right, but you're the doctor. You're the doctor.
Correct.
So they need to just choke on that.
Correct.
I am the doctor. I told you what to do, right?
Choke on that. I'm like, okay, I need to come back and we need to talk about BDSM.
I'm just saying, that's fun sometimes. So what inspired Momentum?
Really, the inspiration was I couldn't find a product that I really liked in stores, basically. So I've used tons of lubes. I probably used over 50 different types of lube. And I said, I need a product that's not going to be sticky, that's going to last longer. Because who wants to reapply during sex? No one. Right. I wanted my girls to have a lube that wasn't going to be messy and stain their sheets.
Yeah, that's a big issue for me.
Yeah, I wanted it to be just one drop is enough. Not a bunch of lube, and then it comes out of the vagina or the anus, whatever you're doing, right? So that's what it was really about, trying to find that balance of a product that was going to last long and make everything slippery when wet, and so you can have fun.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think you nailed it. I think you really captured what everybody needs. I everything that you said, I was like, no, I get it, because it's hard to find the perfect balance, right? It's either you dry out and then you're like, okay, well, at some point I need to stop and get more, but I don't really want to stop, right? Or it's like, okay, this is too slippery, and now,
especially with small penises, now you don't want something too slippery. Like if your man has a small penis, don't use lube.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that just heard that, it is what it is.
Because it will flip out.
Yeah. So I've been in that situation before. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Even if you put a pillow underneath you, it got that tilt going for that missionary.
Still not enough though. Sometimes I've been in situations where I'm like, okay, let me just wipe some of this off, because you know.
I used to say, brothers, let me teach you about, because I have a book, 20 Things You May Not Know About the Penis and Vagina. So I have men and women, they both come to me for advice on sex. So that's why when I created Momentum, I was like, I have to have something for the fellas. I have to have something for the ladies. I'm a GYN, right? So I tell the guys all the time with the small penises, I'm like, look, you're going to have to master oral. But you can use lube in the anus or the vagina when you have a small penis. You could definitely put something like in between her breasts if you have a female penis. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Massage.
The problem is, doctor, that some guys don't know that they have a small penis, and so we have to have that conversation.
Who don't know?
I don't know, because for me, it's always like, girl, I'm gonna, and you're just like, no, you're not. No, that is not what you're going to do. That is not what is going to happen in this situation. So it's very hard sometimes, because some guys be like, no, I'm this and this, and you're just sitting there and you're like, yeah. No,
girl, they have a small penis.
Pass my vibrator after this is over. So, you know what I mean? Like, so I think we need to have healthy, like, reflection, you know, on who we are, and then what works for us. It doesn't mean that sex can't be good. It just means that you got to find, you know, because I'm not downing anybody. It just means you got to find what works for you. That's all.
Small penis, you need to be good at oral sex, guys. Even the mandingos, like the big penis boys, sex can be very painful. You have to use lube. And you have to do a lot of foreplay to like warm your partner up. Because I mean, who wants that big of a penis anywhere near anything? You're gonna have to move that up.
Yeah, there's a lot of women that talk about that too, that say like, yeah, I don't want anything too big.
Yeah, because it can be dangerous. And ladies, fellas who are listening, like the big penis is the guys that they sit on the toilet and their penis tip touches the water. Those are the boys. Hey, no, stay away. Stay away from them, please. They would bad, all bad. Stay away from them. Look, Kate's like, yes, honey. Yeah. And I'm like, no.
My mama ain't raised no punk.
I'm like, stay away. Do not do that.
But as a doctor, let's talk about sexual health. Let's really talk about sexual health, because I do feel like nobody ever tells you this stuff. Right. And I know you're a doctor, but I know there's instances where you're like, everybody should know this. But I can tell you from being a host on a podcast, everybody doesn't know this. So what are some of the things that people do need to know about sexual health?
Well, first of all, I would say the biggest thing in relationships, a serious relationship, well, let's start from the jump. You have to use protection. Okay.
Right. Yes.
So let me give you my doctor talk. You got to have protection, whether you have oral sex, dental dams, whether you have an anal sex, vaginal sex, you need to wrap something up. You have to have a barrier protection. So protection for sex is not birth control pills. I hear that all the time. Right. I'm on my pill. I'm like, girl, that prevents you from getting pregnant. Okay. It like regulates your periods. It has nothing to do with STDs, STIs. So you got to use some kind of barrier protection. Okay. So some type of dental dam, condoms, you got to use it. The other thing is, the big thing is that you really need to have open communication with your partner.
Hey.
You got to talk to your partner. And the reason why is because you have to know what they need to do to please you. And to be honest with you, I tell this to all the ladies and guys, it's not really their job to please you. Right. You need to be able to please yourself. And
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, you need to, please yourself and then teach them, if they don't know, how to please you in and outside of the bedroom. So open communication, knowing how to pleasure oneself and others, as well as protection. I think that's like the biggest thing. And then add some fun to it. Blindfolds, handcuffs, role play. Add some fun to it. Don't have like
your momentum box.
Yeah, momentum, right. Don't have ABC sex, no anniversary, birthday, celebration sex. We want to have sex every single day. And an orgasm a day keeps the doctor away. It'll prevent you from You definitely want to have an orgasm every single day. So that's my big tips. Other tips about the vagina and vulva. Look, you love it. You're like, yes.
I'm like, yes, I want to be healthy. But now I'm sitting here and I'm like, Dag, I don't have this conversation with my own GYN, so I probably should ask Dr. Dre the question.
Why you don't talk to him or her?
I mean, I do, but they're not as cool as you. So, it's more like just not as open, as fluid as talking to you. So I will ask that, like, how often is it like healthy to have an orgasm, to have sex? Like, how often?
You have sex every day.
Okay.
Yeah, girl, it's okay.
I need to go find a boyfriend then, I guess.
You don't need a boyfriend to have sex.
No. Yeah, no, I know. I have a whole collection of toys here. They're rather nice, by the way.
Look, you can have sex with yourself. So let's talk about it. We grown folks in here. G&G, grown. We grown. Okay. Good and grown. That's what my friend said. Good and grown, G&G. We good and grown. Let's have a conversation. So yeah, you can pleasure yourself. You don't need a partner to have sex. Have sex with yourself every day. I mean, that's fun, right?
Yeah. I think the more you know your body and you know what pleasures yourself, the more you're going to enjoy sex with someone else, because then you can tell them, like you said, what it is that you need. And because not everybody's the same. So you can't do what you did with your last partner with your new partner and expect the same reaction. So this allows you to know your body so well that you're like, okay, I know what I like. I know how I like it. I know where you need to hit it. I know how your tongue needs to be on it. Like, and have that and be confident in it too. Not just know it, but be confident in it. So I actually encourage people to have sex with themselves, because I feel like the more you're in tune with your own body, the easier it is going to be to share it with somebody else's.
Girl, you said the tongue, honey. I was going to tell you the pressure of the tongue. Girl, let's be detailed there.
Either one, but I feel that people need to kind of know that about themselves.
Absolutely.
And like I said, we were talking earlier, nobody teaches you that. Nobody told me that stuff.
No one. I grew up in the church. I'm a preacher's kid.
Oh.
The sex was very like, you shouldn't do that. You have to be abstinent. Literally, my family's like, he has a whole lube line, condom. He has all kinds of stuff going on, which is great. Okay. I'm like, we're good and grown. But for ladies or people who have male partners, if you're listening out there, you know what you should do before he orgasms? I want you to rub below his testicles. That's where the prostate is. And that's really, really an erogenous zone. You can even get one of your vibrators that you use for your clitoris and put that vibrator around that area below the testicle, and he'll have the best orgasm of his life. And he's gonna be like, do that again. Do that again.
Noted.
Do that. Just use one of your vibrators and put it there. Yeah, that's like an erogenous zone. It will shake up that prostate. So when he orgasms, it's gonna be good. And then for the people that are listening, if you have a female partner, of course, the clitoris. Don't remember that. Always go there. So the clitoris has about 8,000 nerves, and the penis only has 4,000 nerves in it. It's so small. However, when it is stimulated, it will elongate. It will get really, really long and hard, just like a penis would. So fellas or women who have female partners, if her clitoris isn't getting hard and long, you're not doing something right. Change your tune.
And like women tune into that.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter who your partner is, what kind of partner you have, tune into that, because that's your body telling you like, and it could be your mental. It's not always physical.
Girl. Look, the number one thing for painful sex is a bad relationship, girl. I'm always like, you get the right person. Do you like this person? Well, why are you letting them put their penis in your vagina? Right. That's intimate. I'm like, if you don't like this person, you don't have to let them put their penis in your vagina. I mean, for what?
But it don't have to just be a penis in a vagina. Any relationship, because we have all kind of people that listen to this show, and I wanted to. if you feel like your body is telling you that we're not connecting, regardless of who the partner is, what the sexual orientation is, then that is a red flag.
Oh, such a
red flag.
So, and the thing is, it's just terrible. I'm like, if you keep having sex with someone and the sex is painful, your brain is going to be programmed to, when you look at that person, you're going to think of painful sex. And eventually you will not like that person.
Right.
And you don't want them near you. So you gotta be careful. You gotta fix the problem where it is. Go to counseling, girl. Go to counseling. Fellas, go to counseling. If anal sex is not supposed to hurt you, use some lube. So if anal sex is hurting you, then something could be wrong.
Right. And I tell people all the time, it's a lot of times what you're experiencing during sex is not just physical, it's mental. So mentally, you're somewhere else. You're not happy in this relationship. You guys not vibing. You're not being turned on. There's not enough foreplay. The kids are running around somewhere. You're someplace you don't feel comfortable. Whatever it is.
It's a pandemic.
Yeah, there's a pandemic. Whatever it is, there's something that's telling you that you're not 100% comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And look at those signs. Look at those signs. Don't do it. If you're not comfortable with your partner or whoever you choose, don't have sex with them. Especially penetrate, like anything inside of any orifice. Don't put anything in your mouth, nothing in your vagina, nothing in your butt. Don't do it at all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then look, fix that relationship or find somebody new.
I agree. I totally agree that it might not be the relationship for you. What are some things that men need to know about sex?
Oh, the fellas. Oh my God. Yeah. Fellas listening, get out your pen and paper. I'm going to give you some momentum tips.
Yes.
So fellas, if you have a female partner, there's several spots to hit during sex. So we already know about the G spot. So we haven't really confirmed that it's there. However, anecdotally, I hear from a lot of patients that it is there. People that have lots of sex, that it is there. You know, I have a lot of people that I know in this, they're sex workers in the sex industry. So I'm always interviewing them about everything. As I should, right? They love me, right? Because I'm always like, here's some lube, here's some condoms. Can I ask you a question about this? Yeah. Okay, doing my market research. That's how we do it there. But yeah, so the G spot is supposed to be at the top of the vagina, all the way at the top, about 2 centimeters inside the vagina. So that's the spot that you want to hit. So go inside the vagina, feel at the top, and it should feel like a little rough spot. So that's that spot. There's a spot, clitoris, of course. We know it, we love it, right? There's also a spot around the urethra. It is called the Skene's glands, and that's where women traditionally squirt from. So you want to stimulate that spot as well. It's called the U spot. And then there's another spot that's deep in the vagina below the cervix. It's called the A spot. Okay, that's why a lot of ladies love like that deep thrusting, that missionary style. You love it. You think it is. You just love that. You're like, you love missionary. You love it. You love it, right? It's like all the girls I know, they're like, we love missionary. I'm like, really? Okay.
Yes, because it's just like straight to the point.
Okay, because they're hitting that A spot. They're hitting that spot that's below your cervix. So fellas, the trick is don't hit the cervix. You want to go below the cervix. So you have to find the best way. So fellas that are listening, if you have a male partner, obviously you want to play with the glans penis, which is like the tip of the penis. You also want to, there's a dark mark in between on the scrotum. There's a little dark line in the middle. That's the erogenous zone. It's called the raphe. So definitely take a look there. Take a look and lick there. Okay. And then
you
look and look just to make sure. Look and lick there. And you also want to play with the shafts. And you know what? A lot of fellas love having hand jobs done with silicone lube. They love hand jobs with silicone lube. So have fun with it.
Excellent.
And the trick, something for both partners. The trick is, have you ever heard of edging? Edging, like, you know, like you're almost at the climax and then you stop. So I tell everyone,
I think everybody should edge. By the way,
everybody should edge. Get your edge on. Get your edge on.
You have to explain what edging is to the people that are like, what the hell is she talking about?
Like, what's going on? So edging is when you're almost about the climax with your partner, you stop. You stop and you separate and you build that orgasm up again and again and again until you just explode everywhere. Okay. So definitely, if you want to have really good orgasms, you need to learn the edge. And for fellas, it's easy to do because you just put a cock ring on them. Super, super easy for them, right? You could do that. Ladies, you know, you just need to separate. Get away from your partner. Move.
You gotta like
Move.
take a Gatorade break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break. Go.
But
Go.
not a long break, because it's not long enough. It's kind of like you go up, right? And then you're about to climax, but you don't climax. And then you need to like come back down that sensitivity. And then you go back up. And so for me, I think that edging like prolongs that intimacy and that sex, right? Because now instead of like it feeling like it was really quick, you have this long time of just kind of being magnets back and forth until you both decide like, okay. But I also think that builds stamina.
It definitely builds stamina.
It's a whole workout because I get build stamina now because now you're like, okay, I know how to kind of like control this.
Okay, say it loud, listeners. You should look at Kay right now. She's very excited. She's smiling. She is showing me all of her teeth. So she is the edge queen. I know it. Her body language has told me she is the edge queen right here.
I mean, I read a lot of books. I do my research. I do my research.
Market research, field research.
Yeah, that's right. Field research. I'm going to be working for Momentum any day now. So what about for the women? What do they need to know?
So ladies, if you have a female partner, same spots to hit. But you know, women are more cerebral when it comes to sex. So everything that occurs in the brain. So you really want to stimulate the female partner with soft nothings, nibbling behind the ears, nibbling on the neck, playing with the nipples. Nipples are very erogenous. You can even try like nipple clamps. Have you ever tried nipple clamps? I shouldn't ask you that, but yes. But nipple clamps. You can even try some nipple clamps. Yes, she's like, and this is my favorite. Yes. You can even try nipple clamps, but it's all about being sensual. So if you have a female partner, it's all about being erogenous, sensual, intimacy. That's going to get her to get there every single time. And remember, fellas or women, if you have a female partner, you want her to climax before you.
Can you just say that again louder so they can hear that?
If you have a female partner, whether you are a man or woman, they need to make sure they have their climax before you have yours.
Yeah,
because once you orgasm, it's like a whole chore. Right. And then guess what happens? You start faking it.
Yeah, we're not doing that no more. We're not doing that.
Look, good and wrong. We don't fake no more.
We don't fake.
We don't do that. But it's okay to have quickies too. Quickies are fine.
Yeah, I'm all for quickies. I think sometimes it keeps things spicy and things fun, and it is what it is. You don't have time, and you create that intimacy and that space and that chemistry. So quickies are cool. Quickies are cool,
especially doing lunch, like lunchtime quickie.
Yeah, I like that chicken nugget quickie. I'm for it.
Okay.
Doctor, can we dispel some myths? Well, I got one question because you talked about women squirting, and so I have to ask this question. Because I've had some people say, well, I don't know if I can do it. I've heard about it.
Not everyone does it. And it's still being studied, right? It's still being studied of what exactly is going on when women are squirting. But yeah, so what I have read is, because I'm a gay male. Yeah, just letting y'all know. Yeah. What I have read is that 10% of women do have that ability to squirt, which is not a lot. It's only 10% of women.
Ooh, I get to be a unicorn.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
Doctor, I will tell you this. I did not learn that until I was like well into my 30s.
Well, that's because you got comfortable with having sex.
Yes.
You relaxed. Yeah. In your 20s, you're like a rabbit, right? You're like, just mechanical.
Little did I know, I didn't know nothing.
Very mechanical, a lot of quickies in the 20s, right? Of course, you're in school, you got stuff to do. You're like, I got to study. Let's get this going. I'm like, I got to study. Got flashcards to turn. But in your 30s and your late 30s, early 40s, you kind of settle down a little bit more. You know your body a lot more. You're very comfortable with all the good and bads that you think you have in your brain. And the more relaxed you are, the easier it is for your body to go to a different level, a heightened level. So that's probably why you were squirting in your 30s and 40s, because girl, you're like, I'm chill now.
Yeah, in my 20s, I'm thinking like, yeah, that's why when girls talk to me now and they be like, I'm the shit and this the WAP, I'd be like, sis, if you don't go sit down.
No, they up with the quickies. They in their 20s. I got the WAP. I'm like,
You
girl.
feeling yourself now. I get it, but it wasn't until my 30s, honestly, and you're right. You hit the nail on the head where I got comfortable with myself and was able to have a partner that I was 100% comfortable with, that I was able to kind of reach that level of sex and sexuality and intimacy. So I feel like, you know, maybe not everybody can do it, but definitely it has a lot to do with just how you feel about yourself and where you are and how you kind of navigate your partner and what's happening in that space.
And if you're comfortable with your partner. So you've had partners that make you really feel at ease. You know how some of these people are, you're like, dang, you stress me out. We should not be having sex because the sex is going to be painful. You're going to try to get it done quick so you can get it over with. But that's not when you grown. Okay?
Yeah, or just pretending like it's supposed to look like something that it's not. I think a lot of people go into sex with these hang-ups and these kind of like this baggage of like, this is what sex is supposed to look like, this is what's supposed to feel like, this is how I'm supposed to look. And really, you know, if you don't walk out of there with your hair messed up and you know, like, you're supposed to look disheveled, right? This is not about just looking like some beautiful model. This is about to like, you're supposed to come out of this needing like some water or something, you know, put some work in and feel it more than you're worried about. Like, so I think bringing those hang-ups into the bedroom, and men too, men have those hang-ups.
This is how you know it's good when you sit there and lay there and you don't want to get up and move.
Yeah, when you're half dead.
That's how you know. So when you be like, let me get up and get whatever, wash myself off, do it. That's not some good loving. And that's the other thing too. As we age, we really know about love, making love. In your 20s, you don't really know about making love. You're having sex. You're having sex.
Right.
When you're getting old enough and you are making love to yourself or making love to your partner, of course you're gonna squirt.
Right. And it's a different kind of, I think, intimacy with yourself or with your partner. You just feel different, if you ask me, like I said. So tell us a little bit more about what's next for Momentum.
So we're thinking about doing, so we're going to do something for the weekend getaway. So people that have a weekend getaway, we have something special that we've created, because I know how I am. When I'm going away for the weekend, I'm like, I need my lube, I need condoms, I need this. I get it.
Yes,
I am you. I get it. You got your weekend getaway. So we're working on something for that. We're excited. We may end up doing some candle stuff, bringing some massage candles, like, you know, hot west stuff. So we may do some of that stuff. We're thinking about that. But yeah, that's it. We're just trying to expand. We're going into Amazon soon. So we're going to Amazon. We're almost ready for the Walmart launch. So I'm super excited about that as well. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Going to retail, big box, and then adding some new SKUs to our line that we already have. But that's it. That's it. I'm having fun.
I think it's fun. I think it's beautiful. I think it's practical. I think it's grown and sexy. I think it's empowering. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm sitting here looking at it because it's in my hand right now. I just think that you know, it makes you feel. So I don't like when people make sex feel like it's something bad, because it's not.
Oh my God. You know, that's how I grew up. I grew up like that.
I know. I was just about to say that when you were saying that. I grew up in a household where it was kind of like the only sex talk was really don't do it.
Okay. The first time, you know, I was good and grown when the first time I had sex, I was 21.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I was good and grown, okay? Yeah. But then, you know, everything started, you know.
Yeah. But I think it's like coming into your own, right? And coming into yourself and then like empowering yourself. And a lot of people don't understand the emotions that come along with having sex. You know what I mean? They think like, okay, it's just a physical act, but I can tell by somebody's behavior if they having sex, because I'm like, oh, so now you're feeling yourself like
Yeah, because you acting up. You acting up. I'm like, you having sex. That's what you're doing.
yeah, you clearly think you're grown now, you know. So I think that happens, and we don't have enough conversation where we celebrate sex and where we teach it in a healthy manner. And so when I think about momentum and working with Sayith Loud, it's really just about making it something to be celebrated and enjoyed. And yes, and it's okay to be like 40 and be like, we still need a weekend away. You know what
girl,
I mean?
50, okay. 60, 70.
Yeah, continue to do that. And a lot of times people think, even with lube, thinking that, oh, well, this means penetration and it means that we have to have intercourse. And there's a lot of other ways to be with your partner. Yes. Without necessarily having intercourse. There's so many other ways, and you can enjoy another person or by yourself, just thinking outside the box.
Yeah, shower. Okay, so silicone is great for shower play. Anything with water, silicone is great for that. Toys, of course, you want to use lube with your toys. You don't want to use silicone lube with silicone toys. I recommend you only have 100% great silicone toys because they don't have holes in them. So if you use silicone lube with silicone toys, then it can make it like pores in those toys. So we don't do that. So use water-based lube with silicone toys. That's super fine there. Water-based is really for people that want something like a little bit more natural, like especially if it's going in the vagina, something natural. For all of my people that love anal sex, silicone is the way to go. So if
when you buy the box, I don't mean to cut you off. So when you buy the box, you actually get one of each.
Yes, you get a silicone lube. You get 3 ounces. You get water-based lube, 3 ounces. You get 10 condoms, of course. I'm a doctor, so safe sex, obviously. And then you get a blindfold. You get a blindfold, and that's can get into your BDSM stuff, and we can come back and talk about that. I love that.
Yes, you're gonna have to come back and we'll do BDSM.
Okay, we can talk about that.
That's gonna be like a whole.
It's a whole situation with that. A whole situation with kinks. You get handcuffs. You get handcuffs as well, and you get a mask. You get a mask. We keep you safe during COVID. Get a mask. Cover up. Semen. COVID's in semen.
Really?
Yes, there was a study came out that COVID. Girl, yeah. So you got to use condoms. I have a lot of doctor friends who are married to other doctors and they're married. And they're like, we use condoms because my husband works in the ICU. Like, if he gets COVID, he's not giving it to me. Because that's the way to try. Yeah. So you need to wear condoms. Y'all need to wear condoms.
Well, if you're listening to this now.
And this is the thing. There was no studies where it said like vaginal secretions, but I'm like, if it's in semen, it's probably somewhere else too. Yeah. So you got to use condoms during this pandemic. You got to use condoms. Got to wear your mask. Got to wash your hands. We have all of that for you inside that moment.
No, I love it. I'm like, you get the box, you're good to go. Like we can go. I just need to pack an outfit and we're done.
Okay, lingerie boo.
Yeah, lingerie boo. Yeah, get your Sayith Sexy right here. The people who actually have recently ordered Sayith Sexy, Dr. Dre, don't get mad at me. I actually opened my box and I've actually been putting my Dr. Dre stuff in their boxes. So some people got the handcuffs. Like I actually gave them a little gift because I felt like it was so nice.
I'm gonna send you stuff. Everybody
needs to have it. So I actually been packing my lingerie and then packing your.
I'm gonna send you some stuff. I'm going to send you some stuff so you can do that.
Yeah, so I actually been putting them in the Sayith Loud lingerie boxes so that because the majority of my buyers really are men. And I walk them through the process of buying a gift for someone else. So
that's so cute.
Yeah. So I've actually been putting the condoms and stuff like that and the handcuffs.
Oh my God. We need to, so I have samples. So I can give you some samples for men and then you can put that in the box too.
Yeah.
And I can give you samples for women too. So if they're female partners calling, you can put that in there. If they're male partners calling, you can put the boys.
Yeah, I've been actually sharing all of that stuff with my listeners because I just think it's something that everybody needs, and I also feel like if you have it, you're gonna use it.
Oh yeah.
Like if you have it, you're gonna be like, oh, well, what is this thing? And then they're gonna use it. So if you've ordered a box recently from me, it is actually Dr. Dre's momentum stuff in your box.
Oh, we love it. Cute. We should do a giveaway. We should do a giveaway with our audience.
We could do some lingerie and
we should do a giveaway in a box.
In a box. Yes.
Yeah, we do a giveaway or something. That'll be super fun. I'll get my staff on that.
Let's do that. And I think you should come back soon, Dr. Dre, and we
need to talk about divorce, sex after divorce.
Yes. We need to talk about sex after divorce because your girl over here, I'm coming to Atlanta, and you're gonna get this out of me because I just, I think sex is a beautiful thing. I talk about it on the show a lot, but I don't actually do it.
Oh, girl, we have to find you somebody.
Just that, like, the trauma of divorce has got me to the point where I'm just like, I'm fed up. I'm like, I don't, as much as I talk about sex and I'm comfortable in my sexuality and being a woman and talking about sex and being around all kind of people and accepting everyone for their, I just don't want the nonsense. And I'm not the type of woman who have random sex. I'm very much into chemistry and, like, there's just got to be something there for me. I need butterflies in my stomach or something.
Girl, you know what? When you come to Atlanta, you tell me what you like. I'll find you 3 picks. I'll make sure they're all vaccinated.
Dr. Dre, we got to make a whole show about this because I just said that to someone. I'm going to do a show.
Make sure they're vaccinated. I'm like, are you vaccinated? Let me see your card.
Yeah. And I want to be in an intimate relationship, but I just don't want to be in an intimate relationship with just anybody.
I get it, girl. You can have fun now, though.
Yeah.
You can let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, I should be, because I never had that. I was a mom at 17. I was married at 22.
You need to have fun. Your body is saying that you need to have fun. Come on down here, girl. Come on down to the A. I'm gonna be like, so where are we going? What are we doing?
We're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna get me a stripper pole. That's what we're gonna do.
Well, I have one in my house.
And we're gonna get a lesson.
Oh, you know what? I do have a really good instructor. But I can teach you.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lesson. I think that will boost confidence and be so fun, and I'll look like all toned and stuff.
Yeah, make sure you bring like your knee pads. You need knee pads.
Yes. And then, so we're going to do that. So I'm going to take a commercial break and I'm going to be right back. Dr. Dre is going to be back with us. I'm going to invite him to come back more regularly. We can talk about BDSM. We got a lot of things. So we're going to figure that out. I'll be right back after this.